or allow us as a family to at least give him drugs so that it can relieve the pain he has because he was complaining of headache. He had some sore throat, and he was also complaining of general weakness in his body. So as a family, we are very distressed, and we urge the government, because the government has ways of finding where he is, to tell us as the family where he is, so that we can be able to deliver the drugs. Thank you very much.
At what time did you learn of his disappearance?
Actually, I saw it on social media, and a few friends called me at around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. At that time, I was in office and I was working, so it really disturbed my workflow and what I was doing. Thank you very much.
Okay. You can tell us your name, then.
Moses Chelanga is my name. Today at about 3 p.m. I received a distress call from the family of one Dennis Itumbi, led by the brother David here, that in the Nikwa in Kiambu County, where he was having an haircut, he was abducted by 3 unknown persons and put into a white Toyota car and whisked away to a known destination. The persons proceeded, led by the brother, to make a report of a missing person in Tindiko police station. Thereafter, we were told that he's being held at Parklands police station, where we are now. We have come, we have talked to the OCS, we have gone to see the occurrence book. It's not been booked here, but as you can see, when you make a call, you can actually find that his phone is going through. Having made a report of a missing person, it is always imperative upon the government to find out where this person is, and they have all the capacity, they have all the technological know-how to find out. And as was showing that his phone is going through, and it is unfortunate that no one is telling us where he is. So it is incumbent upon the government to tell us where Dennis is being held, especially being told that at Kiambu and Tendikwa there was a police car nearby where he was being whisked away. So there is a reasonable inference by the family and the friends and people concerned that he is in the police custody. And this is not the first time Dennis is being arrested. He's been arrested so many times, and this is not the first time we've seen in this country there is enforced disappearances. We believe that either Dennis is being whisked away, or his disappearance is enforced by the state, and also even the recent occurrences. And also we have another belief that being a long festive season, people would want to hold him in custody for 5 days, because the next court appearance is on 27th of December. So he will be held in custody for a record 4 days. And thereafter, we are not just strangers to the fact that the last court appearance, the state asked that he wanted to be held for further. So we're asking for the government that whoever is to trace whoever is holding Dennis, and if they are holding him, to tell us where he is. The Inspector General of Police to tell us which police station is being held. Parklands are saying they are not holding him. Tindiko are saying they are not holding him. So any police station which is holding Dennis, please get in touch with the family so that they can give him the supplies as he said it's unwell. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think, as you are aware, we are at the Parklands police station, and because of today happenings in the afternoon, where we believe that the state agents have facilitated the abduction of one Dennis Itumbi, and you are aware that Dennis Itumbi has always been for peace stand. He has always stood for peace, justice, and democracy in the country. And we believe, because we have met the OCS in charge of this police station, and he has confirmed to us that they are not holding Dennis here, but we believe this is just cat and mouse games that they are trying to play, because the eyewitnesses can confirm that the people who picked him we believe to be the state agents, and these are just enforced disappearances. And these are just pure politics in a bid to intimidate Dennis Itumbi, because as you are aware, they just want to punish him because they want to hold him for 5 days because the festivities are on. They just want to punish him, and you know, under the constitution and the law, it is illegal to detain anybody arbitrarily. Or that is why it is sad that we are going back to dark days where we have detention without trial and punishing somebody without the recourse of the law. So we are aware that according to the reliable sources, that the police are holding him, and they should be honest, and we want to appeal to the CS in charge of Interior and Inspector General of Police that the power they given by Constitution was not in a way to intimidate and blackmail and coerce Kenyans like Dennis Itumbi. And I think this is very important, that Kenyans should know that anybody who opposes the government, the only thing that the IG and CS in charge of Interior will do is just to arrest you and intimidate you like the rest of us. And we believe it is a orchestrated move to intimidate people who have a specific affiliation, political and more so to the Hustler Nation. And you know very well that Dennis Itumbi has been exposing the monkey business that the senior government officials have been doing during this period. So we believe this is a political vendetta against Dennis Itumbi, and we shall keep vigil and ensure that he is produced. We want to challenge the government that they must produce Dennis Itumbi by all means. And our lawyers, as you have heard, our lawyers are not sleeping. We shall come and work with the family to work to every police station to ensure that Dennis Itumbi is produced. And it is also shocking that, as you have heard from the brother, that he is unwell. I wish these abductors would produce him so that the family can give him medical supplies. And there is no problem. Why is it that the police wanted to abduct him? Nowadays you can issue summonses, and if they wanted, they thought Dennis had committed an offense under the law. Why did they issue summonses to appear before DCIO? So this country is not a banana republic where somebody just wakes up one day and decides to make the law. And those people who are in these government offices that run the apparatus of Interior and Homeland Security should be put on notice that their time is coming up and Kenyans will make a decision. And I want to warn them that it is illegal to abduct anybody. It is illegal to detain anybody without trial as per the Constitution. And they might think now they have power. But in the next 7 to 8 months, I can assure them they will serve their jail terms, because you cannot violate the Constitution and walk away scot-free. That's why we have the Constitution. If we didn't want to have the Constitution, then we wouldn't have the Constitution in place. So we want to call Kenyans of goodwill, Kenyans that to pray for the family of Dennis Itumbi. We are keeping vigil. This should be a happy season, should be a Christmas. Dennis should be spending with his family. You can see the family members are here. Every Kenyan has a right to celebrate with their family. But unfortunately, the police and the powers be and autocrats that are using, and you know the sad thing, my brothers and sisters, is that they are using our taxpayers' money to frustrate and make us suffer. But it is so sad. But we shall soldier on, we shall turn together, and this issue of punishing by the state of anybody who supports William Ruto must come to a stop. Everybody has a right to support whoever they want. Why is it that they are punishing Dennis Itumbi because of supporting the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto? If they think, why don't they support their candidates without intimidating us? And as some of us no longer fear, they can use the bullet, they can use police station, they can create, and I want to urge them, because they want to arrest everybody that supports William Ruto, they should start building many police cells and prisons, because they will need to put millions and millions of Kenya inside, because if they believe that will stop the Hustler Nation movement. But Dennis, we want to tell you, wherever you are, we are praying for you. We shall keep vigil, and as a lawyer also, we shall work closely with a team and battery of lawyers to ensure that Dennis shall be released before the Christmas festivities. So thank you very much. Unless there is any other question. Asanteni.
Continue with the search.
Yes, go on further. Oh, where now?
Just
No, don't move back. The corner.
Oh, the call is
I come to
In their three-judge bench decision in June last year, the court was clear at paragraph 176 that we therefore find, the court was clear at paragraph 176 that, and I quote, we therefore find that the compulsory acquisition of the land on which the two schools sit did not meet the threshold of public purpose and should not have been undertaken in the first place. One cannot purport to compulsorily acquire what is already public land. Taxpayers lost Kenya shillings 1.5 billion in the fraudulent accusation of a part of the land RL number 7879/4, yet 1 year, 4 months and 25 days since the decision, the investigators at the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, and the DPP have chosen to cheer on the suspects who clearly engineered the fraud. Fortunately, as Kenyans, we are not powerless on the matter. I have investigated this matter, and the one person who bears the highest responsibility on the outright theft of public land and loss of public money is the Interior CS, Fred Matiang'i. There is no doubt that Matiang'i is a powerful man. He is a CS in charge of the most powerful ministry in the country and the chairman of the National Development Implementation and Communication Government Committee. He also chairs a meeting of colleague cabinet secretaries every Tuesday. Matiang'i also sits in the all-powerful National Security Council. He is a powerful man. But as I said, we are not powerless. But like the president has also always told us, it does not matter what power or rank you hold. You should not use your office to steal from the masses. Matiang'i on this matter did everything right, but his eyes were firmly focused on the public coffers haste. This haste was bigger and effected in movie style, just like money haste. The history in summary is as follows. The purported owners of the land applied to the National Lands Commission, NLC, asking government to acquire the land since there are two schools on the land. NLC then wrote to the Ministry of Education asking if indeed the land had schools on it and if it was private land. And if it was private land, if they could go ahead and acquire the land on behalf of the ministry. The ministry replied through the PS and gave the go-ahead. However, NLC replied and told the PS he had no such powers and that only the CS could write such a letter. CS Matiang'i immediately constituted a quality and standards team to investigate the matter before he could give the authority. The team of dedicated public servants investigated the matter and wrote a report telling the CS he should not pay for the land, since they had acquired documents and authoritative information that it was public land. CS Matiang'i then ignored the report and went ahead and gave the authority to acquire the land, setting in motion the theft of taxpayers' money. When investigators completed their jobs and were ready to make arrests on the matter, NLC, through their former chairman, Mohamed Sozuri, moved to court under a jurisdiction called reference. And the court observed many things, among them that the land was public and the payment was fraudulent. So, ladies and gentlemen and fellow Kenyans, since this decision still remains active and has never been stayed, why would EACC and DPP just sit back and let outright thieves of our money make decisions on our public money as chairman of cabinet secretaries? It is this utadu attitude that informs why I'm moving to court to go ahead and charge CS Matiang'i on this matter. Tomorrow morning, at the Anti-Corruption Court, I'll be asking the court to immediately allow me to personally prosecute CS Matiang'i. Why CS Matiang'i, you may ask? Because he bears the highest responsibility. And unlike the DPP, I am using personal resources from my pig and avocado farm. I am a man of little resources. I cannot therefore prosecute all the thieves in this matter. But the one thief who was a super mastermind, I will take on him. I will be circulating to you a copy of the charge sheet with 4 counts of abuse of power and other anti-corruption crimes that I intend to charge CS Matiang'i on. At this moment, it is good to inform you that I have received, at this moment I would want to inform you that I have received confirmation from Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko that he would testify on this matter to prove that it was actually public land. Kikuyu MP Kimani Ichung'wah has also confirmed that he will testify as chair of budget that the Ministry of Education approached Parliament to allocate 1.5 billion on this matter. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to finally say this. In the case of Brian Nyong'o versus the DCI, the court ruled when police have condensed their evidence, which they hold sufficient for a prosecution, but DPP fails to take up the prosecution, the law provides that private prosecution shall follow. And that was Justice Ngenye Macharia. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have to say. I'm going to circulate to you, then you're going to be able to see what exactly the charge sheet says. But just for the record, just 1 minute, I'm trying to pull it off. I have attached, I'm going to court with 193 pages of evidence to show how this crime was effected. Both, there is documents and there is audio in different places, including the meetings that were held. So just to go on record, the first charge I am going to be taking on Matiang'i is on abuse of power. Abuse of office, contrary to section 46, as led with section 48.1 of the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act. Then count number 2 is willful failure to comply with the law and applicable procedure and guidelines relating to the management of public funds. Count number 3, committing an offense or financial misconduct contrary to section 197.1 of the Public Finance Management Act. And finally, a conspiracy to defraud contrary to section 317 of the Penal Code, cap 63 of the laws of Kenya. That is all, ladies and gentlemen, unless you're a private prosecutor to go to court, so that not everyone is going to court to do this thing. The law provides that you allow the EACC, the police, and the DPP to do the investigations. I think since this was effected in 2017 and the investigation started in 2018, we've given DPP and EACC sufficient time, and now it is time for us to ask the questions directly in court. Let me also say this: if the court allows us to go on with the private prosecution, we are going to call you again, because there is a ruling by Justice Mombi Ngugi on public servants who are charged in court. I'm sure I don't need to say more than that. You can go and check. Asanteni sana.